Ready? My favorite class activity was my Christmas tree 10-frame activity. This activity was designed for first graders to work on numbers and operations base 10. It addresses the standards 1.1 for students to read and write numerals and represent a number of objects with a written numeral, and 1.4 to add one-digit numbers and compose a 10. At the completion of this activity, students will be able to recognize numerals and recall their names. They'll be able to represent numbers using counters. They will learn to implement the strategy of composing a 10. Students will execute counting and addition. They will attribute a numeral to the number of objects and create a number sentence. The materials that you will need are a giant Christmas tree. I made mine out of green bulletin board paper. And then you make 10 large, round, red ornaments, and you put numbers 0 through 9 on the ornaments and glue them on. So you'll need your giant Christmas tree, and then you'll need a giant 10 board, 10 frame. I made mine out of poster board. You will also need to make 10 round red ornaments and 10 green diamond ornaments to put in your 10 frame. And then you need a little bean bag, or in this case I'm using a little Santa ornament for the students to toss onto the Christmas tree. And the students will need their math journals. So when you do this activity, you'll start by introducing your students to your 10 frame, showing them a 10 frame and letting them count that there are 10 separate frames. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And we're going to be working on combining numbers to make a 10. Students will take turns. The student will toss the little bean bag, or in this case the Santa ornament, onto the Christmas tree and hopefully land on a number. Try one more time. 8. So they land on the number 8, and so then they will fill in 8 round ornaments on their 10 frame and count them. When the student lands on the number 8, they will say what number it is, the number 8. One way to differentiate this would be for them to have help with the class naming it. And then they'll fill in their 10 frame, and they could also have another classmate be filling this in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Then they will determine how many more frames they need to make a 10. And they'll state we need 2 more frames to make a 10, and they'll fill in these with the different colored ornaments. 1, 2. So then we'll talk about how this made a 10. We had 8 red ornaments, and then we added 2 green ornaments to make a 10. And so a number sentence would be 8 plus 2 equals 10. And they will write that in their math journals to report the work that they have done. So they'll write their math sentence in their math journals, 8 plus 2 equals 10. So this could be differentiated in a lot of different ways. Actually, it could be differentiated for different seasons by using different objects, such as a tree with apples for the beginning of the year, things like that. It could be differentiated as you're teaching it for your instruction with your students to have an individual student be doing this, or to work as a team to do the different parts of the activity. You could assess this by assessing that they know the names of the numerals, or you could assess it that they're able to write their number sentence. You could also use this activity to teach part, whole. That's really what we're doing, part, whole. Or to teach subtraction by having the number frame already filled in and then landing on a number and taking away that number and making number sentences to do a subtraction. So this is a great hands-on activity to teach about combining numbers to make a 10.